Hello and welcome to Dell's Gaming, and this is from the Depths campaign, and we're finally back into fighting the Lightning hoods with the ships we've just built. So what we see around here is the new, I've named it Torrento El Khabib, so rather than Ms El Khabib. So it's an Italian and French port where we've got a Fantastique just going through a little refit here, and also a new cruiser being built for the Regia Marina. And in general we've got also the main Regia Marina fleet consisting of the condottieri cruisers and Regia destroyers are going on a little mission to try and take back some of the areas from the Lightning hood. So this is our little work area here at the moment. It's got some built-in defences, it's got an oil refinery and storage, and you know, it's able to build ships quite nicely for the campaign and the ongoing mission to take over the world. So looking at the map, the plan for our Regia Marina group, which consists of the Raimondo Montecucci, and the, let's see, we've got Duca Agosta and Eugenio de Savio, okay, with 4 Freka destroyers and also a couple of Brin submarines. They are basically going to be heading out down south and take over this point here with the 55. Then their plan is to head north. We're not to immediately attack the Lightning hood's defences. We're going to set this up as a buffer zone, and we've got the Marine Nationale will defend the local area with some Fantastique and terrible destroyers. So they will defend the local area, and our Regia Marina is going to head north to clean out these Lightning hoods squares up the north. Now we've got a little bit of a problematic area, shall we say, in that the Grey Talons did take over this square, which stops us going directly north, and means we're going to have to navigate this little channel here to come round on the Lightning hood squares. To aid that, we have the Marika carrier group is going to provide some support to take out these white flare squares, just to give our ships a free reign through this gap and into the Lightning hood squares. And once that has been accomplished, we'll head back here and hopefully we'll have the new ships built, but we're going to see how they perform. Generally they're going to be up against regular designs, maybe a couple of expert maybe, but we're mainly going against expert. I've turned at first the level down a little bit in the campaign options, and as we take a square I increase the level until we get to a point where we're basically getting our asses handed to us, and then I will have to rethink of the ship. So let me get the fleet, which at the moment is heading through this gap, I think, at this moment. Yep, they're heading through the gap backwards, but hey, that's the way this works. So once they're in range of the battle down here, I shall bring us back. With our first battle started with the Lightning hoods, we'll see if the Regia Marina can handle, let's see, we've got an Ampere, Surge, Razor Maul and a Flash. So actually these are quite good designs. I think the Razor Maul especially, we're going to have quite an interesting battle here, and I just hope that we can survive. I think we'll be alright. Now the size of battle, we've set it to quite a large size, so we're going to end up bringing all of our troops in. We have got a significant size difference here, so we have got the advantage at this moment with our fleet, so which is a bit of luck. So let's begin the battle. We'll start on the cruiser and we'll see how it goes. And our cruisers are firing at long distance, and our subs, which we haven't really looked at yet, these are the Brin submarines, are already firing their little torpedoes. They go down to about 100 meters depth and fire out their torpedoes as cruisers up to 14 meters a second. Let's see if they can avoid crashing with each other. It looks like they're giving it a good go at trying to crash. The Razor Maul has taken a fair bit of damage by looks of it, which is good because that is a dangerous old ship. One of our ships has lost its turret by looks of it there. Obviously got hit by a something significant. Anyway, and what have we got here? That was the Ampere. That's got taken out quite nicely. So the Razor Maul, let's see if the Razor Maul is gonna stay in the water. If it does, that's good because we get the torpedoes into it, and that will do some significant damage. The Razor Maul can take a lot of damage in the past. It's especially if it just hits the ring of what they call them. I forgot what they called them. The rams, that's it. The simple rams. They suck up the damage, but it looks like we've hit something critical, which is damn good. What have we got left? We have... That's just now sort of despawning as well. Okay, I think we're doing reasonable. I think there's just a flash out there that we need to go and have a look at. So let's have a look from our bridge position, how we're doing on here. And that's AI dead as well. So we did take a bit of damage on that turret on the rear, so that's may even... Not sure, that may have been just a lucky hit on the turret. That's okay. In general, I think that was a positive battle, and I think we're positive in two ways. One, we won, and B, I think we actually got more materials back than we used in repairs, etc. Once we pick up that 8,000, which is also a good sign. Now what I'll do, once I've picked up that few resources, we will head up north and take out this 25 point, I think. So just as we come up to take the Lightning Hoods square, we find that they are sending in a little enemy force in at the same time, a Razor Maul, Eclipse and a Flash, so that's going to be reasonably problematic for our home base, but we're gonna, I think we'll run this battle at the top here and let the Marine Nationale and the our defence platform see if they can take out the what's that, the 6th Mercantile Navy, whilst we yeah, I think that should work okay, and we'll be able to do both battles, but I think this one will be the first one we have to go through quickly. And launching in, our shots are initially fire out at the enemy Solaris. Hopefully we'll get some good AA shots into him. We've got quite a heavy AA defences, certainly with simple weapons at least. Our little scout plane is trying to circle at a reasonable distance, just adding spotting information. Our subs aren't going to be that much use just on this particular one, I think. Some of their missiles might be able to do a little bit of damage as they intercept the enemy torps and missiles, but generally I think this is going to be down to the cruisers and destroyers to get their AA firing. Looks like we lost a turret again. Certainly looks like there is a certain amount of weakness in the turret, causing them to pop a little. Solaris is coming in again. It's a fast ship, is the Solaris. I have got some missile ships that will go against it, but even with missiles, it's a very difficult ship to try and knock down. But not impossible, certainly. I find guns are mostly good, but they still take a while to knock down the Solaris because it's just so damn fast. It's difficult to predict its movement and get those shots on target. AA guns are firing. The 100mm, I think, no, 90mm AA guns are trying to get out there. They do a nice bit of frag damage, so they've only got to get relatively close. He's even gone out of the 2,000-meter range there, I think, of those guns. Gives them a chance to reload a little. Then in we come again. And our smaller, simple weapons should get a chance to fire now. No, I think... Oh, yep. There we go, on the far side. Every time he passes, hopefully he's getting a reasonable amount of damage from each of the ships as it's passed over. It only takes a few. Eventually his damage will get enough. He'll fall out of the sky, lose power, etc. Or at least that's the hope. And it's coming, diving down from almost space at the moment, and it's less controllable now. I think it's getting to a point where it's almost doing uncontrolled dives, and it disappeared as it went, I guess, into space in some way. Yeah, where's it gone to? Oh, there it is. So it's definitely lost a lot of control. You can see there's a lot of damage on it. So hopefully when it comes down, we'll be able to get some shots in at it. So we currently have the Solaris stuck here just about on the edge of space. Now I've had to change the guns on the cruisers so they will attack ships which are high, and it has, I think that's finally getting through, but yeah, it's one of those problems. If you these high speed flyers, if they lose control, they will go into space quite easily. So we did manage to take them out. Not too bad. We'll pull them all out of play. We did take a bit of damage on that one due to basically self-destruction, basically. On that particular one, our fleets decided to ram each other, our ships, which is not a good thing. Now I think we will defend our area next against this 6th Mercantile Fleet. We'll bring in our defence platform and the 2 Fantastique from the Marine Nationale, and then we'll start bringing it through the carrier, and we'll see what a carrier fleet can do against here. I just want to see what a carrier will do. If we leave it, we'll try and trigger it, come back to here, and basically use the range of the carrier to hopefully take out the white flares. So just seeing it from the Fantastique's position, it's starting off, it's got up to speed reasonably quickly. It's already up to 20 meters a second, because these ones accelerate quite quickly at the beginning, especially when the ship's quite far away. And looks like we're just going into night, which isn't the best of things for it to happen. So we'll stay on the bridge and just see what gets close and what we start targeting. There's a 2 damaged over there. That looks good. Looks like we've taken out one of them already. Potentially the Flash. It's quite quick, and in this little narrow channel they tend to run aground. So the Terrible's also coming in and firing. There's the Razor Maul up ahead, just coming into the dawn, and the Razor Maul has taken some damage. The guns are firing. These have got high angles on these guns, so they can fire at aircraft. Now I don't want these to ram whilst they are taking out the Razor Maul. Oh, that could be quite nasty. Oh, ow! The Terrible just got a terrible wound, but I think the Razor Maul took quite a bit of damage. Oh, you can see the spotlights there. They weren't pointing the Razor Maul, but we do have spotlights for nighttime use. Looks like the Razor Maul has taken a reasonable amount of damage there, but we are I think we're still going off. We've launched torpedoes at the Eclipse. And I'm wondering whether that is our primary target still for these ships. They're avoiding the not running aground. Let's just see if that is by AI design. Okay, the AI is trying to avoid the land a little bit, which is good. And the rear guns are firing at the Razor Maul, and the front ones trying to take out that Eclipse. Both the fantastic. We're up to 28 meters a second, so we're charging in quite fast. And I think we're then going to do a little. Which way is it going to go? Left or right? Come on, make your mind up, AI. Actually, some of the torpedoes we are launching are only just a little bit faster than we are. Oh, torpedoes at the Razor Maul in the water. Now the French torpedoes I've made a little bit larger. In general, they're very quite highly explosive. More torpedoes being fired off. Oh, we could end up with a little bit of a crash. Will they avoid each other? They're turning, but I think they're not going to make it in time. So, yes, as always. That's a difficult one to avoid, that particular one, because they were both moving. But let's hope we can get some good damage against the Eclipse done. Ah, he's gone into reverse. I have put a reverse switch on these, so when they think they're about to do a head-on, they should go in reverse for a little while. But I think they were going so fast at 28 meters a second, even if they put the engines in reverse, it was not going to have an effect and stop them crashing. So we're getting some. The Eclipse is firing. I think some. Was it some simple lasers? It's got quite a few of those on board, but it's okay. Let's go and have a look at the Eclipse now, and the Razor Maul. See how it is doing. Those simple lasers, they do a bit of damage over time. The Terrible has its, well, I think it may be stuck in reverse at the moment. It seems to be trying to reverse away from. Okay, no, it's then going in reverse, then it goes forward, but because it's detecting something in front of it, it keeps on reversing up, which is the anti-collision system. Yeah, it's certainly. I think the anti-collision here is possibly having an effect. Okay, we'll leave it for the moment. Doesn't need a few repairs by the looks of it. Razor Maul's getting peppered as well. Let's see if this one avoids the ram, and yet that's gone into reverse until it's far enough away, and then it will turn. Oh, that one's taken out. Okay. Unfortunately, in reverse, it has a bit of problem with the hydrofoils working the opposite direction. That's a bad point. But we won, which is good. So they were able to defend the territory against at least that level of enemy, which is good, obviously. We'll pull everything out of play. Now, one thing here, I've just pulled them out of play, and this is a little bug I dislike. They don't return back to this waypoint that is set. They just stay wherever they have been set, which is a bit annoying. I have to reset that waypoint.
Moving now. Receiving.
And then they will head back, or I have to leave them spawned in. But then you do have the problem of them what should we say, colliding with each other. So it seems like whichever way you do it, you can't win, unfortunately. So I'm going to let them quickly rearm, because sometimes the guns don't fully rearm after a battle. You have to watch out for that sometimes. So this is the end of this particular set of battles, and I will continue it in the next video with the battles with the carrier and the fleet up north. As always, leave any comments down below, but as always, keep playing the game and have fun.